He wasn't expecting to get that phone call. Nobody was expecting that phone call to be made.
I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Is the attorney who made the phone call, and why it was parceled out to social media as paperwork had been served. And I'm not saying allegedly, Sean. And you're lucky I signed the NDAs that I did. Otherwise, I would tell them about all the things that I did with you when I was...
Okay, let's dissect this. Diddy's allegedly leaked prison phone conversation has emerged online and is already going viral on social media. He and his son are allegedly having a private chat on the tape, but it's not only the call that has folks talking. Listeners are referring to the tone and certain statements as mysterious. This is not being handled like a typical check-in. Fans quickly began dissecting every word in the tape in an attempt to figure together what could really be happening behind the scenes, since some of the statements made stuck out. Having said that, it's important to maintain perspective. The majority of the response at the moment is based on interpretation rather than verified facts. It's difficult to determine precisely what was intended or what the discussion really refers to without knowing the whole context.
Here's what's really going down with Diddy's leaked jail phone call. At first, it sounds harmless, just Puffy talking about pizza boxes. But this isn't about late night munchies. No. Pizza is actually a code word hiding something much darker. An underground network arranging illegal activities involving youngins.
What up? Are you listening? Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Yeah, some people are writing that boxes sound like cages. You know, we have somebody talking about how Star Island is right next to a shipping unit and a very short drive from an international airport. And that's where Diddy lives. There's apparently a huge shipping place right near Diddy's home in Miami. And it's also been confirmed that Diddy's mansion did have underground tunnels. And some actually say that they connected to the Playboy mansion nearby. The scary part is that in certain circles, ordering pizza doesn't mean food. It's a way to describe arranging under-the-table deliveries of not-of-age ex-workers, as if they're menu items.
Is just as simple as ordering pizza. You could order as fast as 15 minutes. There's ads on social media and even gaming platforms that look exactly like this. You could select what age, height, and other really disturbing facts.
The call's leaked statement, "Get rid of all the pizza boxes," has generated a lot of conjecture online as fans attempt to figure out what it may really mean. Some individuals have developed speculations regarding concealed goods or covert shipments as a result of the pizza remark, particularly the focus on the boxes. The discussion swiftly grew after that, with onlookers pointing out that Diddy's Miami house is close to a significant shipping port, which they think may make the transit of commodities more covert. These interpretations suggest that such close proximity may make it possible for items to arrive and depart without drawing much notice. However, it's crucial to remember that all of this is still theoretical and based more on conjecture than solid proof.
Diddy's private island, shipping container island right across the way. Diddy's island with all of his friends, just a short drive away from a very huge island platform full of shipping containers, and you have to go right next to the Coast Guard. We all know what's been sealed and talked about. What are the odds that this man lives on this island just a short walk away from this entire platform of shipping containers? Come on, what do Diddy and shipping containers have in common? Did anybody else know this? This right here kind of blows my mind, because if I was some star, the last place I'd go put my island is anywhere close to anything like that. So why in the world are these two so close to each other? And what do these and this have in common? And the fact that you have to go right past the U.S. Coast Guard, that's pretty crazy. But hey, Diddy's island that just got raided is a short boat ride away from a whole bunch of shipping containers. Do you see the...
He continues by saying, okay, get rid of all the plastic, which has just fueled additional rumors. Some listeners believe it may be something innocuous, like a reference to cleaning or party supplies. Others, however, think it could allude to something more serious going on behind the scenes. There is now no conclusive proof of what was really intended. Thus, it's just interpretation.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah.
It's obvious Diddy knew he was going in, and he had all this already set up on the outside for his son. And plastic could mean CDs. If he had some, videos on CDs or videos on flash drives, they're made of plastic. Even hard drives, a lot of them are made of plastic. So that could be what he's referencing. It could be a memory card, SD cards are made of plastic. So all that kind of lines up with what he's trying to say, which is get rid.
Another allegation enters the debate, making things even more difficult. Jaguar Wright has said that Diddy has tapes of many business people, including herself, indicating the possibility of such content. Although none of it has been officially verified, that assertion has just heightened the rumors and added another level of mystery to an already developing issue.
When I said he is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop, I meant that.
Damn.
You gotta elaborate.
He got tapes on everybody.
Freeway shut down.
No different than J. Edgar Hoover did.
Yeah.
What made J. Edgar Hoover so effective for the FBI was that he had blackmail, kill files, burn files on everyone. He had the Kennedy family buy their nuts over Marilyn Monroe.
And believed to be armed.
That's what he did.
That's deep.
How was Diddy using tactics any different than that? He was also a cross-dresser and a latent... Kind of like the Diddler.
Oh.
Sounds like they got them a J. Edgar Hoover in blackface to me.
When we talked last time on the virtual, you mentioned who's on tapes and who got tapes out.
Yeah.
The purpose of having a recorded freak off.
Yeah.
What does that do for the male? What does that do for the female? Like, some females are cool with it. What is the thought behind that as far as let's record this session and either rewatch, keep it for sale? Is it evidence? Is it just like, what is the mentality behind having
If you can
the
own
visual memory?
Their vulnerability, if you can own that, you have the ability to control and manipulate that person. See, guys start off by saying, "Ooh, man, I don't want to watch, I just want to watch us." See, that's the line.
That's the line.
Would you rather me be watching us than watching a bunch of other? See, the finesse, that fluff. Do you really want me watching anybody else but you? I could look at you all day. Vanity. See, make her feel special. Make her feel like she's the only, the object. Meanwhile, this sitting here thinking, so her daddy works at Sony and I need such and such as contract ended.
Does it also work this way for men?
Absolutely. And it's worse for the men. Women are used to being the victims of, not men. No man walks in thinking that another man is looking at him like a lollipop. Not a straight man. Like I said, there's another tape of me out there. I just don't know where it's going to pop up.
So there's a video circulating out there. I seen it today, actually. What you speaking?
I'm on a Diddy tape.
Say it again.
I'm on a Diddy tape.
Which one?
That person I was just speaking of. I was there.
When you put everything together, some people are beginning to think that the word plastic may be a reference to those purported recordings. Despite the lack of confirmation, this perspective is becoming more and more popular. Let's now listen to the remainder of the leaked call to see if any further information or hints can be found.
Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosted. Now, because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. No.
Their history dates back many years. and they both became well known at around the same period. Their paths often intersected as their careers developed, and their names became well known in the field. The long-standing relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z has been further complicated by other celebrities' claims that Jay-Z often attended several of Diddy's well-known events.
At Diddy crib in LA, this was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me. But
it hasn't gone unnoticed that Jay-Z has been remarkably quiet since the raid on Diddy's house. Jaguar Wright has hinted that the quiet could be deliberate, suggesting he might be picking his remarks carefully to prevent further issues. She even goes so far as to say that Sean Carter could have a deeper connection to the matter than Diddy. However, like many of her claims, this is yet unconfirmed and up for discussion.
I know what makes Diddy being publicly shamed like this so left.
What's that?
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
mm-hmm.
Just been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years. He's worse.
So when you think his moment of reckoning is coming, because we talk about that often on the platform, and not that we don't know him to wish anything bad on anybody, but we've heard that too. So
I think the PPD trial has the potential to force Sean Combs to finally be honest about some things that he hasn't been honest about, which could create great leverage for knocking that big lip camel face back into the oblivion in the depths of hell where he came from. And I'm gonna be right there every step of the way. I got you. You just don't know it yet.
Let's review the following portion of the leak.
Check this out. I need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie.
Alright, Bob. It's just crazy right now.
Okay, so there's a lot going on here, but I could definitely tell that saying the Netflix movie is definitely associated with a freak off videotape. That's pretty easy to put together. I don't know who this producer person is. That might be the one who's holding the tapes, maybe. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I think, but he's not really spelling it out. And actually, there was a lawyer going on news stations telling everybody that multiple tapes are being shopped out. So this could be before that happened. And maybe that's his way of like keeping people silent by just letting people know that the tapes are out there, ready to.
For a considerable amount of time, Jaguar Wright has expressed worries about Diddy's alleged internet distribution of these tapes. In light of this, some are now considering this most recent leak to be a potential intentional signal. However, once again, it is based on conjecture rather than verifiable facts.
And that the is selling his own God evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder. Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
How come you think it doesn't get leaked to the public?
The dark net?
Yeah, like...
Because of the dark coin. Most people don't even know that the dark coin exists. But that's how they're trading for all of the flesh they sell. Which is why I became so outraged last year when the twins turned 16 and he had them dressed like, and then he auctioned them off as NFTs because the NFT that he sold them to was attached to that dark coin. It was like a promissory note to sell his daughters to the highest bidder.
I actually received the New York Post article from the person who contacted me to sell the tape. They sent me that article. I was not shocked by what I read in the article. I was hoping that even the client that I contacted would reach out and see and kind of alert that person that this was going on and to possibly help them. The person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They really want to help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person, but it seems as if they are going elsewhere.
You know, we know that you've seen the footage. You talked about that last week when you were with us. So, you know, as you know who it is, and I know that you can't tell us who it is for all the reasons, right? But as you know who it is, and as we're moving through this story, and it's starting to really feel like it's unraveling, and you feel bad for the person, and we don't even know who it is there anything more you can tell us about that part of it?
I really do feel bad about the person. Part of the reason that I did come and say something outside of just to protect my own safety, but I wanted to sound the alarm, essentially, bring the dog whistle, if you will, to that person that maybe they should do something about this before it came out. Mm-hmm. If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catch and kill. That's the only way to ensure that it doesn't come out. You know, we're taught that God helps those who help themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Wow. Well, do you think this is going to surface publicly? I mean, are we getting close to that moment?
From what I'm hearing, I think so. I'm hearing whispers that there is at least one major network, possibly two, in a bidding war for that footage. So I believe we're sooner rather than later maybe finding out, unless that person comes and purchases the video themselves, which is really the goal of the people who have the video. They just, you know, at this point, if that person doesn't want to purchase it, then it's going to go on the open market.
In the Diddy case, a fresh witness recently came forward and claimed to have 8 flash drives full of recordings purportedly featuring other celebrities. An already complicated and intriguing issue is further complicated when the same person claims to have a manuscript purportedly related to the late Kim Porter's book.
Those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They victims.
or were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
2 to 3. Also on the flash drives, Courtney, was what looked to be a manuscript written by, it appears to be a woman who had taken Kim Porter's private journals and had written a book. Is that accurate?
We don't know.
I
don't know how. Yeah.
I don't know how, who wrote it, put it together, but it was from her when I spoke to her.
What you received on the flash drives, was it the completed book or was it notes from Kim Porter that later were made into a book?
It was completed. It's only 60, it's only about 54 pages.
Sure, and in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Sean moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
It's how you read it, yes. I haven't even read the book.
Do you know who the woman is?
No.
And to be clear, he received it in its complete form. So I think just to make sure we have some clarity here, the manuscript that Mr. Burgess received was already in its complete form. It's not that he edited it or changed anything.
Got it.
He did give it to someone else who then edited it, but that's not how he received it.
Okay, so Ariel, did your client, Courtney, receive the book from the woman who seems to have written it, saying, I'm a woman of my word, and this book is going to make it to print?
I don't know if he received it from a man or a woman. He can answer that.
I received it from a man. I tell you, somebody she was dating.
Do you know if the notes from the book really were from Kim Porter?
It was, yes, because I spoke to her probably like 6 hours before I received it.
You spoke to Kim Porter?
Yes.
So Kim Porter.
Just saying hi.
Okay.
Just saying hi.
Okay, Ariel, go ahead and give me clarity on the timeline.
No, I'm trying to get him
Ariel.
to provide clarity of, was there a conversation with her?
No, I was talking to the person and he said, hold up, this is Courtney, be right here. Let me say something to him. He said, I know him, put me on speaker. Then that's how we end up speaking.
And then later, somebody brought somebody else came and brought you the manuscript.
Right. Before I left 18.
The official version of Kim Porter's death has also drawn criticism from Jaguar Wright, who says it is too convenient to take at face value. She points out that Diddy is one of the few surviving original Uptown Records founders. She suggests there could be more to the tale and wonders how someone with access to first-rate medical care could die from pneumonia. Wright goes on to assume that it could have something to do with Porter's alleged tell-all book, which is now allegedly in the custody of someone else. Nevertheless, these assertions are still unverified and remain conjecture rather than prove truth.
Thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died
it was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books.
Mm-hmm.
Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest mother, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit motherfucking game, people that you love, that you like, you know, there's too many coincidences.
Too many.
How do you feel about Jaguar Wright's assertions? How do you interpret Diddy's call? And do you think they are credible? As more information continues to surface behind the scenes, be sure to follow for the most recent developments and leave your opinions in the comments.